my lessons too, so we will see if everything works together. Okay. Here we are. Let me share my screen for a second too, otherwise that would not really work. Right, it looks like we swapped sessions, I believe. Yeah, we swapped everything. Our session sweep. Immediately pull back down. Ooh, that would have been actually... I was not behind the screen. This was actually that change. That would be the entry again. That would have been... Yeah, that's a full 15 minutes. I thought so. I'll be patient till open. See what breaks. So that was news, I believe. Yeah. So the whole morning session, actually nothing happened. So we didn't even go under or up. The way I wanted to see actually was true. So like I said, we were gonna tap that high and we're gonna go immediately at least to that gap. But we actually flew through it completely. So sadly enough, orb did not work, but that was 200 point move in about... Phew. So I'll be patient and see how good actually it brings. If I was a little bit earlier online, I was actually the kitten that we found. I had to take it to make sure it was healthy. So priorities, always set them. So again, here you can see there was a lot of liquidity above here. Reason why we have taken it, we filled up completely, so everything here was, like this morning I said, that's all trendline liquidity being built up, was all buy side liquidity being built up, so actually, and all this liquidity at the same time. So they took trendline liquidity here, from here, and all sessions, and all buy side liquidity, so they had a lot of contracts actually being built up that they needed if the market wants to go a little bit lower. If I get a 15-minute change in delivery, I'll definitely take this, but the only thing is I need to see it drop 200 points. And 1 minute actually that already gave the entry. That one was here. So anybody that plays this, that was actually the entry. So that was the last candle up. So here, actually on this candle, we got a change because of this one. We got change in direction for value gap right here. That was a tap, and immediately a dip down. I would definitely put the stop at a high at least. We got about 8 minutes till open. Most of the time, if we have a huge action like this from news, we most of the time take both sides out. So there is a big possibility that we will take this out at open. We did take out previous week high. This week was not yet tapped. Or the week before was not just missed it by a few points. Anybody traded the CLM move back to the down? Clean entry. Actually, nice trade too. If you were behind the screens. Yeah, I don't trade news either. If I'm in a trade, I would let the trade do its thing, but we actually didn't sweep anything, nor the upper side, nor the downside. So London just was an inside candle approach. Yeah, but if this model actually, if I was behind the chart and this model would have presented itself, I would have taken it, definitely. Wat bloed? Bloed? Die bloed goed? So we have a 5-minute change in delivery. So let's see if we get a reaction off of this. We still have 5 minutes till open. So if we get a shot at this, I probably would take this. Yeah, do know we're trading against the major trend still. So we saw 4-hour movement. We took out that fair value gap, and actually it looks like we want to go higher. So if you short this market, you do know that you're trading against the major trend, because we now took out 2 times that buy side liquidity. So it doesn't happen a lot. I would actually don't take it any lower than that wicks when the move was from CPI itself. Oh, I'm not in a trade for anybody. Oh. Four minutes till open. Hi, my little friend. How are you? Yeah, smart move that you don't enter before opening. Anybody ever new to trading, I would recommend the same. Don't trade before opening. I have a daily gap and a daily imbalance just below. You mean this one? Yeah. This is indeed the imbalance right here. That's correct. There's still a daily FEG imbalance right here. But we will see what the market gives. Well, we were patient. So about 2 minutes, the market opened. If the market decides to dump immediately and don't give me the entry, I'm okay with it. If we should have a full move down, $1.7, can take it to session low, 1.9, I will see. One minute till open. Straks weer hier is het. Zo kan ze naar wat erin springen. Als die tap die er ook in. When I get a tap right here, this will be my entry. So this is open. So that's the tap, that's my entry. So I'm in short at this point. I'll take it to session to that wick slow. Ja, zoiets. Er staat maar heel van boven stop. Misschien iets en half niet. So that's quite a distance for a stop, so it's about 73 points, so that's quite a distance. So normally I do not advise to actually take a trade when the first minutes of I'm open. But because actually there was that wick, we swept that high already, so if we do sweep that again, that means the market wants to continue higher. If we don't come to that low, so. Ja, redelijk tot diende. Vaak ja, toen had hij een contract of twee contracten. I will see if I can get to here, yes or no. So my stop is a bit more than a half hour here, so I'm okay with it. So if your stop is more than a half hour like this, and this is 74 points, if you can't take it, don't take it. I want to see this as the first TP and see how we react. So reason why I took this is first we had actually a 5-minute change in structure. So what I explained this morning, actually we came down, we tapped 5 minutes for value gap. I could have been patient a little bit more and actually waited until the 50-minute completely filled, but that was like another 80 points down. I'm okay by risking a half hour on this trade. So that was a strong push back after actually coming halfway. So we closed out completely immediately. Still have one more 5-minute right here. If this takes me out, I'm okay with it. I still have a half hour that I can still actually easily do it. So I already said it was a bit of a risky play when we enter and just starting of open. So but that was actually a half hour. I actually entered with a contract too much, and when it came down I took one off, and I'm actually at a half hour right now. The second reason why it was a bit of a risky play is also because actually I'm trading against the major trend right now. So I'll take my... but I'm okay with it. Journal, where are we at? We're the 12th today. Okay, 12th, we're now at not too short, no longs. If you are an orb trader, it's the range at this point. But if you have lucky and we actually, the market does decide to take out our low, we could easily actually take out session slow too. But if we watch that 1 hourly, this is actually a very nice bullish hourly candle. Even though we did sweep that, but that was actually a nice bullish candle. More idea that this is actually will continue higher. Like I said, I was trading against major highs of trend line, so major trend at this point. The reason why is we came down for value gap again here, I said there was no reason for us actually to come to that for value gap again. We did not actually, we just flew off. Okay, it was CPI, but still. I cannot say I will reduce any contracts because actually I only have one inside, so I can't. It's less easy with this nice temperature. So 5 more minutes until we have our opening range. If this takes out the high, we probably will hugely continue. No reason for us then to not continue higher. Same here, if we see that structure, we actually have a bullish structure. So what did we do? We came in for value gap, we actually moved further up, we took another for value gap, we had it again moving further up. So actually this is a bullish structure, so I'll probably get stopped. So, a bit of if this actually would have played out, or we did not come back to that low, that would have been a nice trade for you guys. So the reason why I actually dared to take this was 2 reasons. We swept sessions, and we actually swept the high of that liquidity too. So we didn't have that big of a wick, just a small one, and this one showed we wanted to see a little bit of downside. So there was a big possibility too that we just could run straight to here. So in 1 minute we have a range, about 36 seconds. I would be actually particularly be quite a small range for 100 points. Okay, now. That was a big move down. Silver candle. That was a 70 point minute candle. So we have a range for orb. If the market does wants to go low, I actually would probably do it right here, just because of this huge wick. What I explained this morning, actually, these do hold some value. Yeah, definitely, Blake. That was, like I said, that was huge candle for just a minute. Oh, what about his sides? I'm okay. I went in this. I feel confident to take it. So now we do have about 100 point range for orb. If it goes to the downsides, well, I do want to see at least all these sessions get swept. So to be actually have a nice short. Yeah, that would be actually a 2.2, so it would be a great straight, actually. Now we do have another refugee here. But most of you cannot take that all the way high. That would be a 100 point orb stop, so I don't believe most of you want to do this. Or are able even to take then one contract in it. So last sweep would be that high. If it drops below, you can enter somewhere here then. I would at least put my stop at that high of that last minute candle, 2 minutes candle 2, and then a 3 minute 2. So we have exactly 3 liquidities before continuation to the lows. So we got about 2 minutes. We will see if it closes, yes or no. If I have orb confluences that we continue to, that actually gives me a bit more security. So that's almost my TP. about 30 seconds until we have a close. Still being patient. So I am gonna put stops at BE here if this one closes below here. I don't want to see the market come back. So that's an orb breach to the downside. I'm actually gonna put my stops at the same height of that one. So we do have a little gap right here. But I practically believe that we will just hit that straight off. So you felt that I actually did not do anything. So we just be patient. I decided to jump in, so I'm okay with it. If the market went up or down, nothing actually happened. So we just sit here in about 5 minutes, and that was it. So I'm gonna put stops now right here, mine. So instead of highs, mines are now here. So I actually am like nothing in this trade anymore. If I got an extra entry somewhere, I can actually add to this trade. I got about en de 5 minuten stop. Die ook. Oh. See, I got less than a quarter of an hour at this point, still in risk. So. The reason why is actually we missed it with 2 points, so I'll see what the market does. I will drag my TP a little bit lower here, if we can. So actually, if this comes back to my entry, actually I got out with a 0.1 in profit. If it decides to continue to run, we could actually get some more out of this. So I'll see what it gives. I'm gonna be greedy. If I see it taps that TP and doesn't want to go continue lower, I'll just get out of the trade. All I do was see that continuation right here. Just because of this is the new scandal, just that reason. There was an imbalance here, there was an imbalance here, so for value gaps, and if the market does decide to keep that going upwards about 6 minutes, this will be definitely clear, because this is a 4-hour candle, and that 4-hour candle will show you exactly what it wants to do in about 6 minutes. If it can close all the way back to that downside like here, that would be very much grateful for it. Then I believe we actually needed that buy side liquidity one more time to continue. Then I have the same idea that Euros just sent, that we could actually come to that daily gap. But as long as we do not close that 6 minutes, we can actually just continue fully back up to the highs in 6 minutes. So let's be patient, see what brings. Did it exactly stop on 666? Are you serious? Yeah, look at this. That low of that wick was 23,666. Oh, that was a nice wick. So now, what would I do if we can? If I actually look, we now are trading into a 5-minute value gap. If we close again below here, I'm gonna add to this trade. If we close below here, of course, that would be my adding spot. The only thing about this one is that we have still a 3-minute for value gap right here. That's the only thing I don't like. But otherwise, this still looks good. We had a strong push down. We did not sweep that low, so it still is possible. Most of the time this does happen. We're inside of 5 minutes, so all seems good. If we now have a rejection off of this, and in the next 2 minutes we actually close below that wick again, we have a continuation to the downside then. What will I add? I will add a half hour until that wick here. So once we get to that low, my first will be in TP, will be in profit, and my stop will be at this one. So this will be my stop, then my new stop, that would be 23,725. If we close below here, I need a body close of a 5 minutes. If we do close below this 23,666, I'm gonna add to that one then. So the reason why is this is actually how I add to the positions. We could have added right here too, but that's a little bit like I said, if we add before we have a continuation, so before we have a boss break of that structure again to the downside, we have a little bit more risk that the market still can come up. When it does break that with a full body close, we actually have multiple confirmations then that it continues that way. So because I actually do take it like that sometimes, but be patient until most of you understand this model. Afterwards I'll learn you the other one too. This will give you more confidence in adding, and I want to make sure that you guys have confidence from the start off. Two more minutes. So that actually was that my TP? Yeah, this is actually that's my first TP. So anybody that in this trade with me, you can take profit here because this is CMA. So this can actually easily come back up. So if you want to take profit here, as if you joined my trade, you can. That's 1.6 R that you made. Daarvoor met me gedrukt van dan de sleutel. The only thing is, I only have one contract inside, so. Anybody has joined this trade with me, actually from the start off? I held through all of this because this is actually, for me it was okay, but for some people that would have felt not so easy. We actually came about 15 points from our stop, so I know not everybody could have taken it, but if you can, you always are welcome to join, of course, my trades. If you're in this orb trade, market looks good, it has strong pushing, so if we close below that low right here, we probably will continue at least to London's low. And I believe in about 12 minutes, 12 seconds, look, this is actually what I wanted to show you guys. Look at that, it's 4 hours now. Now this looks way different than about 6 minutes ago when it was up here. So that was a body close. If you want to add to this trade and you put your stop right here, you can. So I'll put our bet on the side because it's getting way too much stuff on my screen. So adding would have been this. That would have been the stop. This one is full and this can only be a half hour, people. So that would be one contract max I could put inside. We take it. Lower it, of course, at least to the session slow. I would prefer every session. Same here. We do want to see how we react on that session slow of London. If it continues, we will keep following along, of course. So do keep an eye out. You will hear my alarm go off. Well, if we do break these sessions, once we are through here, there's actually nothing more holding us back to go immediately. The next liquidity would actually be here. That would still be that sell side liquidity. That would be right here. I'm gonna take that orb one off for a second because it's getting a bit. Anybody that's in orb, my stop is already at 23,725. So if you don't want to hold all through it, you are now at, with the first one 1.7 and second one you made about 1.1 a 0.1, but it's your choice. Take profit if you want to take profit. Don't always follow me around, so make sure that you feel comfortable taking profit. Now I'm okay with it. Make sure you are in profit. Orb does actually need to go to here because otherwise that would not even be a trade worth trading. So orb does actually need hello. So because this was actually orb, so I set that high, so that would have been 1.8 to the left. That was a 1.2, so it was possible to take profit here, but I would actually wanted to see it fall. Still looks like it wants to go lower at this point, so let's be patient. I'll understand why I wanted to add here. If not, you can actually ask me. That's okay, Flair. You do what you want to do. You will, in time, you will learn to hold longer. That's what I'm here for, making sure you feel comfortable trading. My wife put some cooling from the ice, from the freezer on my lap. Actually, I'm cooled off right now. So maybe this chilled me down while I was actually in it. So again, what are we creating now? We are exactly doing the same thing over again. Oh no, we did not. I actually believe that we created a value gap. We did not actually. Oh yeah, well we do have a 15-minute for value gap right here. That's a huge one. So we actually have a second confluence now. So because we had that up move, we actually now had a down move too of that 15 minutes. So this actually gives me a little bit more confidence that the market still wants to go lower. If we would have a 5-minute right here, that would have been even better. But we closed that one already. So if you're in the north, you definitely need to take it at least to that low session lows. The only thing is, right here, where my stop is actually where I believe the last part of the, oh no, the wick stops here, so with a bit of luck, it stops. Because on a 15-minute, we should have put our stop right here. Yeah, when I added, this 15-minute was not actually given us for value gap yet, so. I knew that it would sweep data lows, but yeah, if it comes back, it comes back. Always can happen. It's a good trade. Could take this every time. Seen that my wife did take profit. Well, so I am up 1 hour already, so if this one taps back, I am down 0.5, so that would be, I only get 0.5 back, so I'm okay. Made a profit of 0.5 then, if this one gets out. Something's wrong. Oh yeah. Well, good afternoon on YouTube too. So I'm still called an abnormal trader because I love to add to trades. This was actually adding to a winning position, so this is the best thing you can do with a trade. Always add to winning positions. Even though if it means it comes back, I don't mind. If it would have taken full TP and that would actually be just the sessions lows, I would love to see it actually sweep London. That would give you just one trade an extra. Okay, this was not actually that much, but most of the times it is a nice extra that you get out of it. Still got about 4 minutes in that 15, so anything can happen. Just be patient. So I'll explain again for the new people that are here why this part actually still held some value that the market could have changed back to the upside. Reason why is this was news candle, or actually this was that news candle. We had a small fair value gap in here, so the possibility that we could go back all the way to the high was still a possibility that we actually just filled up that gap and then continued lower. If we do continue lower, and we do sweep these sessions, these 3 here, and we don't have a reaction off of it, we have a possibility actually to go to this low. And that is the reason why I did want to add, so that's an extra 0.9, so that means a 4R instead of a 3 that you make for just giving a half R back to the market. So that's a full R that you extra gain for only giving a half R. So I find that a very good deal. That's 1 out of 2. So if you're getting out flip, congratulations, you made some profit. Happy for you. Do not take another trade today. You've made profits, so that's the most important thing. You captured to your plan, you entered, and we just let it ride. Now I did need to move that ice cube. My pants are getting wet. Anybody in the orb short at this point? Euros, did you take a trade here? Love to see your thought process. I would prefer to see this next minute actually see this come back down. If the market decides to go all the way back up, we probably just had that sweep then for nothing. I'm not re-entering a trade today, so this was the only trade I will take. Comer, so if that is the tick. Still in? Is that close? Yeah, no, I'm out. So this is half our profit. Did want to add that. That was actually way too cool not to do. Open directly after and edit. Perfect. TP1. Market. I did not want to continue directly. So you guys see me log my trades, so do the same. So if you took a trade and every time you do this, just log your trades completely, they will actually benefit you a lot in the long run. Let me change the hourly for a second, see what the market. Phoenix, so I entered my trade actually when the market opened in this candle right here, so that was 6:30 actually. And I got some TP out, so it's 7, I come back at stop, so 7:10. Though today is the 12th, yes, so short. This one's correctly filled in, I hope. Yep. So see, even now that we did add, it still is possible that it comes back. So it's not 100% accurate that it actually continues directly to the low. But that was a sweep. Normally, if we do come back up, we should actually see that continuation. We actually just swept its own session, and that's it. We didn't even came to the London's low. Very curious to see if we actually come back up to that high too. The only reason why we should come back up here is because we still have that 3-minute value gap right here. That's the only one. But even in the 15-minute, we actually shown move to the downside. We had a beautiful candle, actually changed structure here, or just change of character actually. Excuse me. If we now do come back down, it's me that had to put my stop actually at that 15-minute candle. I'll put that in my notes. So, reason why we actually journal is 2 reasons. First of all, to come better at every strategy that you take. So, there are always some stuff that you actually can improve on. So, still for me, I still improve too when I reread my journal and I see something is not correctly, where I had like a few losses or not profits after each other. I want to know why they are like this, and I also want to know why they actually create something. I do look at my profits too, so that I actually know which happened what for and which actually played out nicely, which didn't play out nicely. And I'm looking not always for a reason. I just want to take a look if I can find a spot where you could do something different. And if we can do something, a small thing different, only is it like 0.5%. If you can add this up for a year, you'll probably be twice as profitable than you are now. So for me, it's a normal trading day at this point. I'm gonna take first the charger for my computer, or it's not gonna last long. You still would be. So that was at 15, I believe, right, Blake? That you just watched in. So we'll take a look at this. Is that a 5? Yeah, that's a 5 minutes. So that would be tapped. So if you took the orb at itself, yeah, you could have left it still at that same spot if that was possible. You would actually not have made, so the made support indeed was where you drawn it, so that would have been actually what I wanted to see, the change of movement. Always make sure, like, if you're trading like the news candles afterwards, like I said, I know they take out this low. That's something I know. If they take out the high, most of the time they also take out the low. You can rewatch this almost on every news article that we came. If we do take out both sides, we can have a reaction off of this. So this is why I put my first TP right here. That was the reason actually why. Not sure it was that one. Yeah. So if you would have put 50%, that would have been a stop too of the orb. I actually gotta be honest, I did not expect this to move like this. This is like an hourly up, an hourly full down, and in less than 30 minutes back to the highs without sweeping a session. So the market needed accumulation of contracts before deciding where it wants to go. So if it is big candles like I said this morning, or there are small candles, if they just fill up like this, even in hourly, this is actually to make sure people that are trading, or humans that are trading, actually get stopped on both sides. Because most of us don't have a stop of 200 points. That's exactly 200 points from that low to the high. So that was actually my first stop that I put it. Let me see if we will hit that. I also said this morning, doesn't matter how good you can read candles, they also need confluences with more than one thing. So if this is a sideways market, all these candles, how I read them, doesn't even matter. They will tell you a story to making an entry or getting an entry, so they do matter. Once we get to certain levels, they actually show you a lot. So like this one, the rejection of this. I said this morning also in the lessons. So when this one came down, this is actually that big wick that I meant, small body. Okay, it's an upper body, but the sellers came in to practice, and what did they do? Immediately it got sold off again. So we took buy side liquidity, and then it got rejected by sellers. Immediately it got rejected again. So this is actually what I said when we were here, that I had confidence that we would go to that low at least. And actually after that one, we swept that low again, and I believed actually we would continue again. The market decided to do something different, and then be happy with it. There's nothing else that I could have made it go better. Here I fully agree with what I did. I'm fully responsible for myself. I'm very happy what I did. Good entry, nice TP, and a nice adding spot too. I would do this over and over again. Anybody still in Orb the way he put this first stop and did not move it? So this was actually stop the first time. We'll still be actually I believe about a half point in. That was actually the first stop I set for Orb. That would have been, I moved my stop, but if you left it here, you actually still be in, I probably believe, but not sure for how long. So like I said, for me it's done trading for today. I took one trade. I'm happy with the end result. Not sure if anybody's still in. I'll be patient and one tape read it, of course, if you guys are still in it. My session will be online about 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's uploading. It's been uploading from this morning. It's amazing how slow this goes sometimes, YouTube. Even in a 5 minute, this looks way different than a 15. Well, 15 minutes actually have a lot of value. And when I saw this 4 hour rejection off of that high back to that low, this actually, my thought process actually immediately went into fun. Okay, this is actually just wanting to fall right from here. So this went up higher than I expected. I did believe that would go a little bit up high, but that's actually halfway the orb again. So after that close off, that actually moved 105 points in less than 28 minutes. See, this is still, you can be so good at anything that you still need to be okay if the market does not want to give you what it gives you. But if you do this over and over again, you'll be way more profitable. Not because it doesn't work one time today. It will work over a big period of time. It will work a lot. Okay, so if nobody is still in a trade, and that's for me end session. Short session, about an hour only, so I'm okay with it. I took my profits off of it, so anybody that took some profits, congratulate yourself. If you held to first TP and you jumped in that trade with me, make sure you know why you took that trade with me. If you do not, ask please, so that I can explain again, so you actually know why you took it. Very important. Otherwise you just jump in a trade without actually knowing what you're doing, so I do not want that. I want to make sure that you actually understand what you're doing, so you don't need me in a bigger time frame. I do love to have you here for the rest of the time. That's not the point. I just want to make sure that you actually understand what you're doing. That's the main thing why I'm doing this. And another thing to help you guys, when you are in a trade and you don't love watching your PNL go up and down or left and right, something like that, go into a bigger time frame or just watch the candles on TradingView. If you already paid for CME actually, or real data. Somebody asked actually in chat how to do this, so if you press here, normally you should have something getting open. Or what was it? yeah, I'm quite sure you will get stopped soon. So that would be the stop. So actually nothing held. So output would be fail, full fail here. We came back to that value gap right here. Yeah, the perfect stop would actually be that high, but that was a 97 point stop, so not everybody could have taken that. So my dots process is actually just the same in every orb trade. As long as there is a value gap inside, there is still a possibility that the market wants to draw. Get a draw to here and then continue lower. That's still possible. Okay, so that will be end session for me. I wish you all a very great trading session if you still want to trade. And we did take profits. Do not trade again for the day. Let's let it be. I'll see you all back tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, of course. Enjoy.